Hello sneaker lovers, welcome back to Shoe Dog Review. Alright, rounding up this Balenciaga Track series, I'm looking at the 4 pairs from our haul, and yeah, you know, there's a few QC issues. I'm a little bit disappointed. Not all pairs, but there's a few consistent problems. I'll tell you, one of them is this cage at the front. A lot of them are very uneven. So let's just focus and we'll look at the white orange colourway first. Compare the left to right. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay. You know, when you QC shoes, you know, you want to compare the left to right. You want them to sort of line up and be symmetrical. Right, so you should be checking out things like that, like the height of the 3M, etc. But most, you know, one of the front end of the shoe is what presents itself first, and the gaping here is not the same on both feet. Clearly, there's a problem here. It could be a design flaw, it could be a technical flaw, I don't know, but it just seems to not be lying flat like the images online, you know, what we've been looking at, and some samples that have been in circulation. This is a lot cleaner, but now we get this, it's a little bit bumpy there, it's gaping here, it's not nice, you know, it's gaping there. It's not what you expect for the money that's being paid, certainly. Coming around the back, also some damage there on the lining. Can't undo that, and I'm not going to ship these shoes back, obviously, so it's a pity. On the inside, there's some dirty marks on the 3M and some flaws where it comes to the ghost stitching as well. So it's not just, and I guess some people might say, if they're looking at this pair, that they would red light them, if you're talking on rep sneakers. So, you know, this is a pair that should be B grade, in my opinion, but they've found a way through. I guess they had to make up the numbers for this launch. They had to get the shoe shipped. And I hope they fix these problems with the next run, because, you know, it's a pity, really. Lets them down a little bit, and yeah, I'm disappointed. Let's move on to the other colourways. Let's have a look at the white, blue, orange. Similar thing with the, not quite so bad, but on the one foot here you've got that gaping. It's not very tidy. See that? It's not straight. We've got damaged lace, and also the back is off centre. It's crooked on this foot, so it's not sitting straight. I mean, I must admit, you know, if I designed this, if I developed this, I would have done that with a sort of pre-molded curve here. I think it would have just stood out, and it wouldn't have been so obvious if it's off center, because that flat, you know, it sort of kicks it off. So if it's not on center, it shows up very easily. Also, you can see here some damage on the 3M. Let's have a look at the black. Same thing with this cage. That's a consistent problem. I think they're going to have to do something about that, because it should be lying straight and flat. Yeah, like it is here. But on that foot, it's not right. And this one too. You can see that. Pity, really. Everything else is pretty good on this pair, to be honest. It's a good pair in general. Just that front cage thing, that's, you know, letting it down. Backs are straight, pretty symmetrical. Yeah, quite happy with that pair. Just that front bit, it's a shame. There's no way I can fix it, you see. I can't pull that into shape. It's free, it's loose, so there's nothing you can do. It's when they last the shoes, when they form them, you know, they need to make sure that doesn't happen. Once it's done, it's done. Let's have a look at the other blue pair. Now these are much better, actually. Much less of a problem on this pair. So I'm quite happy with these. This is a good pair. Just slightly, but it's tolerable. Yeah, and on this foot, lovely, perfect. So let's just summarise. Let's get back. And as I say, it's not all of them. This pair's quite good. This pair's okay, all but that. But that's certainly something that needs attention, needs fixing. because it's just hard to control, I guess, when they're forming the shoe. So it's it's something that needs to get fixed. Okay, so if you're at Selfridges and you're buying a pair and you see a detail like that where it's crooked, speak out, say no, ask for a better pair. I mean, that checkout, it's not fast, it takes 2 hours. So capitalize on that moment. Don't walk out with a pair that you're not happy with. If you've got some flaws, some QC flaws like that, point them out and ask for a better pair. I hope that's going to help some of you guys end up with a better purchase than I've managed to make this time. Okay, so to summarize, I think this design, okay, it's got quite a challenging detail. This 4-foot cage, it's freestanding, so it's floating off the upper, and it's clearly very difficult to keep it consistent and get it to be straight. And it's interesting that they're all left feet as well, isn't it? But yeah, like I say, this one's gaping over here. Okay, this one's gaping over there. This one's gaping and uneven over here. And then this one's also over here a little bit, not so much as the other 3, but nevertheless it is still happening. And yeah, I think it's a great design detail, but being it's so thin here, being that it's freestanding, it's just very, very hard to control. I mean, once you start wearing this, that flexing it, that's going to distort even more. So it's certainly a detail I think that needs a little bit of work. Get that right. Let's put it that way. Still not quite ready to go to press, I don't think, but they're out. It's released. They're out there. So be interested to see how this looks on people's feet after a few wears. Okay, so that rounds up the QC. Like I say, I think the QC had a bit of a challenging job this time, or maybe they were a little bit sloppy, and the first production run that came out, room for improvement. So you need to push up your B grade standard a little bit, guys. Try a little bit harder. Okay, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time for another review.